Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows is again pushing back on the Trump administration's attempts to get access to the personal information about Maine voters and local election officials. Last week, Secretary Bellows was one of 10 Secretaries of State who sent a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to question recent statements made by the administration that they say is misleading and at times contradictory about how voters' personal information would be used. The Department of Justice hasn't shown any compelling reason for wanting the sensitive voter information of every American, Bellows said. They can't even get their story straight about what they plan to use it for or who will have access, and their demands appear to violate federal privacy laws and the Constitution. Separately, this week, Secretary Bellows is also warning that a wonky new proposal from the Department of Homeland Security is a step toward creating a massive database controlled by the federal government that would threaten the privacy and security of voters and our elections. Secretary Bellows was one of 12 Secretaries of State to write to the Chief Privacy Officer at DHS on Monday to express their concern about DHS's plans to expand and modify the Systematic Alien Verification for Entitlements program for use as a tool to determine whether a registered voter was actually eligible to vote. The secretaries say that this system will introduce inaccurate and unreliable information into our elections, while allowing the federal government to capture sensitive data on hundreds of millions of voters nationwide and distribute that information as it sees fit. They're concerned because DOJ has already been found to have turned over that voter data from the states that have complied with DOJ's demands to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They warn that so much data is just not safe in the hands of the feds, and that it will become ripe for abuse and straight-up cyber attacks.